if you're a Nintendo fan, you might have thought, gee, wouldn't the GameCube Wavebird controller go really well on the Nintendo Switch? Like, wouldn't that make some great Joy-Cons? Well, unfortunately, it's not as good as you probably think it's gonna be. Welcome to the channel, my name's Jeff, and this is my impressions of the Nyxi Wizard Wireless Controller for Nintendo Switch. I'm just going to call them GameCube Joy-Cons from now on because, really, that's exactly what they are. Now, the GameCube is a beloved console and didn't sell very well, and it was actually pretty hard to be a Nintendo fan in Australia at the time because there wasn't many of us and it just didn't really sell very well here, especially when the PS2 had a DVD drive. But the GameCube controller is one of the best things Nintendo has ever made. And there's tons of third-party knockoffs out there. Whenever Super Smash Bros. Releases, you know, you'll see them on the shelves. But there's never been a Joy-Con variety release so far that you can attach to the Nintendo Switch. Now, Nyxi have gone ahead and made some. And I thought, oh boy, I gotta jump on this hype train. And now that it's arrived, you know, it looks cool. It looks pretty much like a Wavebird. I don't have any indigo purple controllers around, but you know, it's pretty damn close. And certainly Nintendo has never made any indigo purple Joy-Cons just yet. None of these are indigo. Now, what's special about this controller is apparently it's got some sort of super Hall effect, anti-stick drift thing, so they can't drift. And to my absolute surprise, you can literally twist and pull the control sticks completely off, which is actually kind of cool. But you know, for a controller that's never going to have a drift, mine is broken. So I was playing all these games to test things out, and I was just wondering why things weren't quite right, and it just turns out that my right Joy-Con control stick just constantly randomly pushes maximum up input value, and there's nothing I can really do about it. Now, I have contacted Nyxi support to see if they'll fix it, but I don't know yet. I'm not hopeful, but if it changes, I'll stick a pin in the comment. Now the controller's got turbo, macros, buttons on the back, turns the switch on, no amiibo support, gyro works. So I feel like that's all pretty good, like good modern standard suite of stuff. But I just don't love it. If you're gonna get another controller that's versatile, sort of Joy-Con style, I feel like this is the way to go. The GameCube one, it's just too much of a like it is a novelty. The capture and home buttons are in the wrong place. Turbo is actually really annoying because I keep hitting it. I just don't love it. What is really cool is you can actually change the rings on the joysticks themselves. They're actually it's very impressive. So this is the sort of GameCube Octagon style original, and they've got a smooth version as well. And you know, I definitely prefer the GameCube style. It just gives me that classic feeling. All the buttons, the trigger buttons, I think are especially well made. The clicking is very, very satisfying. I'll have to say the A, B, X, Y, it just doesn't feel great. It's very soft. It doesn't feel as good as the triggers, and even comparing it back to, you know, one of the original GameCube controllers, the sound and feel, it's not the same, and which is kind of actually a bit disappointing. There's a whole bunch of turbo buttons and settings, so of course you can change the rumble, turns the switch on. From my play experience, the functional left and functional right buttons, which you can assign to any of the buttons on either side, the placement of those doesn't feel very good. I find it tricky to actually want to press them, so I'm not really a fan. This might come as a surprise, but I've played a bunch of games now with this, and the GameCube style layout doesn't go with many modern styles of games anymore. Like, of course, it is perfect for Super Smash Bros. And always will be, but ever since Smash came out on the 3DS, I've trained myself to play with the regular ABXY layout, so I've defamiliarized myself with the Smash Brothers one. I can always go back, but you know, it works for Smash, but it doesn't really work for everything else. And then there is the whole bit where you can, you know, take these off and they become Joy-Con for the Switch. My last controller video I sort of complained that, you know, it makes the Switch too big, and this just becomes a monstrosity that I could not recommend for portable play in sort of, you know, any way. It's just too much. It's too big. And the gap at the back is just even bigger. Like, these is just some chunky ass right here. And you know what? The handles, they're not that good for the Switch. I'm surprised how much I don't like these. And I know the controller doesn't work for me. It might work for you, but I can't recommend this. I don't love it. Despite being the absolute Nintendo fanboy, loving the GameCube, one of the best consoles ever, amazing games, it just it's not needed for the Nintendo Switch, and there's hardly any GameCube style or GameCube ports even on Switch in the first place. So, you know what? I regret my purchase, and I can't recommend it. If you bought them and you want them, you know, let me know how you go, and hopefully your joysticks work fine, unlike mine. But yeah, I am not gonna get much use out of these, and I really hope I get a refund. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think. If you hate my opinion, give us a thumbs up, and if you wanna watch us make other videos or other stuff, stick around and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.